hear you're ready for your dose of reality. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Dr. Quack Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Quack.
And I'm the important one, Mr. Mayhem. And you see, we've got two things going on here today before we get started. He'll be coming on in a second, but if you haven't already, Facebook, Randy Hogan Stuff, and also redbubble.com/heart-and-soul-fed. You can get yourself a Dr. Quack podcast or a Heart and Soul promotion or Randy Hogan Stuff. You can become part of the Hogan World Order.
That's right. Don't forget the promo artists. There's plenty of those on there.
Exactly.
But now let's bring on our guests here because we're getting ready to review the Elimination Chamber. Yeah, you got excited.
That's the Geico match clap of the night right there.
Yes. Let's bring on our guests here. Go ahead.
All right. We're going to introduce the first one. He's the professor here. Great friend of the Dr. Quack podcast. A great friend of ours. We love having him on here. Please welcome in Randy Hogan.
Hello, brothers and sisters.
All righty. Oh, yeah.
There
Give
it
up
is.
There. All right. And also coming in here, he's always the loudmouth that gives us a long but very good opinion, Brandon Seeger.
Brandon Seeger.
Thank you. Thank you.
All righty. And then I know he won't like us saying this, but he's our boss. We love him. Ed Lindsay.
Ed Lindsay.
One time at band camp.
And then, as usual, he's joining us recently. He's joining us here again. We love him having him on here. The promo Damas, Brick Johnson.
Brick Johnson, welcome aboard.
And then we've got one more person joining us here. He's the German wrestling sensation. He's also a great promo artist. Willkommen, Herr Page. Justin Smith.
Welcome, Justin Smith.
What's up? What's up? First of all, I want to say it's a huge opportunity to be on the Dr. Quack podcast with the WCW legend himself, Randy freaking Hogan. What's up, brother?
Oh, brother.
All right.
Oh,
Thank
feeling
you.
it all today.
So we've got love here because Vince isn't giving us a whole lot of love with this Elimination Chamber taking place from Saudi Arabia.
So, real quick, Randy Hogan, did you actually face Hulk Hogan before?
No, man, he's running from me. He lives an hour from me right now, and I go over there waiting outside his restaurant because I want to go one-on-one. I want to show him who's the real Hogan, and he runs away. He goes to the water. He acts, oh, my back's hurting. Or he's got one of his girlfriends on his shoulder. Something's going on, okay? I don't know what it is, but he's been ditching me for 30 years. But I'm going to get him one day. I'm going to show him what a real Hogan does.
Do you give him like the Hulk up and then the?
Yeah, you see, one thing Hulk Hogan has never done, he's never faced someone else with the last name Hogan. So hoganing up doesn't work on Randy Hogan.
And he has never beat me.
Exactly.
As we always know, Hogan knows best.
Hogan knows best.
All right. Well, you want to go through the records here?
Yeah, so let's go ahead. We're going to get started here. I think this is the last one before WrestleMania.
Yes.
So, in the lead with the most wins, 45 and 17, Randy Hogan.
Great job.
And beating down the people with 41 and 26.
Very good.
I'm at 43 and a half and 25.
Ooh.
Dr. Quack, 36 and 30. Brandon Seeger, 26 and a half and 22. Rick
Gotta get that half in there.
Lane is 6 and 8, and obviously Purge does not have a record at this point.
Oh boy. Well, let's get
I
this
have the
party
best
started
record.
here. We'll start with the man himself, Mr. Randy Hogan. Opening match here. Rey Mysterio taking on The Miz.
Oh, I gotta think it's the Miz, but they've been burying Ray a little bit. I'm gonna say Ray. I think they're gonna give Ray a little push. He's an old standby. He's getting his brains beat out all the time. His kid's about to turn on him. So let's give him a little love. Let's give this one to Ray.
All right.
Purge.
I gotta say this because Rey Mysterio is the 2K22 cover superstar, and I don't really think that Rey Mysterio is gonna get buried. I think he's gonna have his second spring. So with that being said, I'm gonna choose Rey Mysterio.
All right.
Okay.
Interesting pick.
Brick.
I think we're gonna stick with the other two guys as well and just go Ray on this one. Like I said, the 2K game is out. He's on the cover. Probably needs a decent push before WrestleMania.
Okay. All right. Mr. Lindsay.
I don't care about the 2K cover. I don't care about the video game. I care about who's your daddy. So I got to go with Ray because of that line right there.
Well put.
Yeah.
There you go, Randy.
That's a great one.
Have another cigarette, brother.
Yeah, I know.
Brandon, go ahead.
You know what? He just come off a loss against, the whole, Edge thing. He's gonna get crafty. I'm gonna go with Miz on this one. I'm gonna go against the grain and go against everybody else so far, and say that it would be nice to see Rey Mysterio get a push, but it would also be nice to see. I can't believe I'm saying this. To see Miz get a push at something versus being some, excuse my language, asshole that just gets over on people. Like, he has the potential to be an honest, good champion, but like other people, maybe he's better as the heel. He's crafty, he's witty. He can get the win, not so win. You know what I mean? Like, just because the ref didn't see it doesn't mean that we don't all feel bad about it. But I'm gonna go with Miz on this one.
All right. I'm going to go with something similar to what Brandon Seeger said. The turn is coming. The turn from Dominic Mysterio is coming. And they're going to resolve it at WrestleMania because Dominic is going to cost Rey Mysterio the match and give the win to The Miz.
I'm going to go with the rest of the guys here just because Rey Mysterio is on the cover of 2K22 and the Who's Your Daddy line. Yeah, I think they're going to push that. Ray's going to get a nice spot at Mania, probably fighting for a title. That's what I'm feeling. I'm going with Rey Mysterio on this.
All right.
On here. Purge. Here we go. Naomi and Ronda Rousey taking on Sonya Deville and Charlotte Flair. Oh, he ran.
Oh, he walked away.
I think he went to go get something.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Maybe his girlfriend might have called him. So we'll come back. Oh, there he is.
Here he comes.
He didn't want. Oh, he's got a shirt.
He heard
I
Sonya Deville, so he
actually
had to run
need
away.
to steal something because I need to get this.
Oh, God. What is
Because
that?
this is my homage on Mr. Mayhem. I'm gonna spray this match because there has no storyline and has not really the potential for a good bout. So with that being said, I'm gonna spray this match all along.
Woo!
Oh, goddammit.
That's awesome. So now that we know you don't like the match either,
Who do you take?
Ronda and Naomi, just simple and cut. I don't care about this match.
yeah.
Brick. Go ahead.
I mean, they're not going to bury Ronda at this one, so it's going to be Ronda and Naomi. I mean, easily.
Yeah.
She's the Royal Rumble winner. They're not going to bury her before she gets to WrestleMania, and she's more than likely going to win the title too. We know that. So,
Yeah.
Mr. Lindsay.
I disagree with the Purge. Does this match have a storyline? Of course it does. Naomi has been going head to head, trying to get her hands on Sonya Deville forever. Ronda Rousey is the number one contender for Charlotte Flair title. Of course, this tag match has a purpose. It's all about gaining momentum going into WrestleMania. So with this match happening, with Naomi pinning Cruella Deville, it will lead to the match of Naomi versus Cruella at Mania, while Charlotte gets her head beat in by Ronda. So of course I'm going with Naomi because I'm feeling the glow with Ronda.
All right.
Mr. Seeger.
I mean, yeah, if you want to see it that way. I mean, there has been a storyline, I will say, with Sonya Deville and Naomi, but to throw the other two in there just to give them some kind of extra pizzazz because you didn't really have a storyline for Ronda to come in and take the belt, other than she should have went after the person that probably screwed her out of that triple threat match, but they didn't. They went after the other person instead. So, we all saw you got that face and you shaking your head, but you all saw just like I did when it was Ronda, when it was Edward Lindsay's favorite person of all time, and then you had Becky Lynch. I'm pretty sure Becky Lynch, yes, the ref didn't see it, but I'm pretty sure Becky Lynch cheated her way into becoming Becky Two Belts. If everybody remembers right. I could be, maybe I drink too much, I don't know. But having said that, I don't know. I'm going to go with Naomi just because I'm not even going to go with Ronda. I'm going with Naomi because Naomi's needed a good push. They have a somewhat decent storyline. Yeah, it's kind of like, a recycled authority type thing with Sonya Deville. But I really think that, come on, please don't do this to her. Naomi has had good storylines, and you, excuse my language, fucking throw it away every time. Do not do that with this. Please. She's a good wrestler. She's been there long enough. Give her a decent push. Whether you put a tag title on her or not, give her a good, or a title. Give her a good push. So I go with Naomi.
All right.
So the first question I want to ask is, how do you cheat in a triple threat match? The answer is you don't.
Ding, ding, ding.
Second of all, there is a little bit here with Ronda Rousey trying to break Sonya Deville's, and Sonya Deville's been pushing Charlotte Flair and Naomi and getting interfered in this. So while the story is not great, at least there is a story there. And as everybody else said, and I concur, you don't bury your Royal Rumble winner by having her lose on a very meaningless pay-per-view. Ronda Rousey.
I'm going to tell you this, though. I'm going with Sonya Deville and Charlotte Flair because Sonya Deville is going to pin Naomi. That way you don't put, bury Ronda Rousey. I feel like that match is going to be a specialty match at Mania. They're going to have one of these women's no-holds-barred match. They're going to try to bring back a hardcore match or a real fight. And they want to have a screw job. She's going to put her feet on the ropes, use a weapon, something. But I'm going with Sonya Deville and Charlotte Flair. Randy.
I'm with you, brother, all the way. Now, a lot of this is personal, okay? Personally, I don't see nothing in Naomi. To me, she's like Liv Morgan, okay? Kind of should be down the middle bunch, She can do the splits and smack people with her ass. Well, big deal, That means nothing. The high point here is going to be Charlotte and Ronda, of course. And I can see Ronda and Charlotte fighting outside the ring or something. Charlotte reaches in and grabs the leg of Naomi, and Sonya goes for the pin. So I'm going with Charlotte, Sonya.
Nice.
All right. Moving along here. Rick, here you go. Drew McIntyre taking on Madcap Moss. Falls count anywhere.
Ooh. Well, I haven't really seen much of Madcap, but I know he was pretty good at the Royal Rumble. And Drew, I don't really know what they're doing with him. I think I'm going to say Madcap on this just to kind of push Madcap.
Okay. Ed?
Balls caught count anywhere, which means there's no disqualification.
Right.
So, of course, the jester is going to have the happy man help him get the win over the man who still should not be wrestling right now, Drew McIntyre. So I will be going with Madcap Moss.
Madcap Moss. Mr. Seeger.
First off, what I think about this.
Brandon, wake
So-
up. There you
My
go.
bad. Oh, yes, that's what we were talking about. Something that I have no cares in whatsoever. Like, I get that he's the chosen one. If he's such the chosen one, what the crap is he doing with these two clowns? Why not try to put him with somebody else? I don't know. But I kind of agree here with Mr. Lindsay, though, as far as falls count anywhere. Drew's by himself. Madcap's got, Happy Corbin. So to push out a storyline to where maybe that's another match at WrestleMania, I'm going to end up going with the screw job and Madcap getting the win.
Okay.
Well, I agree with all of you in the standpoint of Happy Corbin's going to get involved and Madcap, and there's going to be a lot of 2-on-1 fighting. I'm still going to go with Drew McIntyre because somewhere along the way, somebody's going to come out with Drew McIntyre. I think they see Madcap and Happy Corbin becoming the next tag team champion on one of the shows because Madcap has been somewhat impressive and he's been getting some good reactions, and Drew McIntyre's done a good job of shepherding him along as he should have. So somebody else is going to come out, they're going to get the win, and then it's going to lead to some kind of tag match at WrestleMania. So I'm taking Drew McIntyre.
All right. You're taking Drew. I'm going to go with Madcap Moss. Yeah, I feel like Happy Corbin's going to come out here and he's going to interfere in this match. Drew's going to have the advantage throughout 3/4 of this, but Madcap is going to come out there with the victory, I feel like. Mr. Randy Hogan.
I'm going with Drew, baby. I'm going with Drew.
Well, with Drew.
First of all, because they're building Drew up for a future feud with Reigns. That's coming down the road, so they're not going to bury him for nothing. And if you look back, whether it be Seth Rollins or whatever, once they turn these guys into comic book characters like Moss, like Seth Rollins' new image that he's doing and everything else, they never seem to make it to the top. They don't have that on the top championship type attitude or image, I think, that the WWE wants. So I'm going with Drew because of that buildup. Might be a screw finish. I don't know. They're not going to make Madcap look bad, but he's still got to get out of that character, just like the New Day crap and Big E, okay? Couldn't cut it, so they got to send him back home. I hope that don't happen to Moss, but until they get him out of that character, he ain't going nowhere else.
Purge.
Oh, on that match, I don't know what to say about. I mean, to add the stipulation, falls count anywhere doesn't make this match anything special. I gotta go with Drew McIntyre because of one property of that. Drew is one of the top stars and a moneymaker for WrestleMania. So I don't really think on WWE's note that they gonna let him lose against Madcap Moss, the sidekick of Happy Corbin.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, let's take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
Coming this fall to Heart and Souls Promotions.
And we're back.
That's just great. He's such a nut.
Yes, Tuesday with Tim Man coming this summer here. Also, thank you, Crystal Infinity.
As always, reactions were great, and yeah, that was Tin Man riding around on the lawnmower.
He's
If
a
you
nut.
haven't experienced Tin Man in person, first of all, why haven't you? Second of all, he works a lot of great promo places. Check him out.
Yes, he does. And let's move on here because now we got the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. The Usos taking on the Viking Raiders. And Lindsay, you get to start with this one. That's right.
Oh, he's
Ed,
away.
wake up.
Ed!
Almost.
Admit
He's waiting for the song to hit.
There is no song that's gonna hit.
Oh,
It's just I'm trying to find the purpose of this tag team match.
He's waiting for his entrance music.
The Viking Raiders have been relegated to Sunday Night Heat.
Yeah.
That's what the Viking Raiders have been relegated to. The Viking Raiders going over into Saudi Arabia to face off against the tag team champions from the Bloodline. You know, the guys that are the ones. And I know Brandon Seeger's going to follow this. So we're going to be down since day one.
Itch.
So we got to go with the Usos.
Mr. Seeger.
Mr. Seeger.
why even ask me? Because I have been since day one with them. Cover your hat up all you want.
I am.
It's a hated thing right now, and people are loving it, and they're not going to let go of them. Excuse me, they're not going to let go of them right now. Although I also see this as, because we'll get into the other part of this later. I also see this as, look at those two. We're talking about the Viking Raiders. These two are huge compared to Jimmy and Jay. You know, so to get a win over those two, as long as it's legit, that makes them, to me, in my eyes, maybe in some other fans, maybe not, but to me, in my eyes, that helps solidify their championship. You know, here you got two guys that are twice your size, and you guys just put them away. So, locker room, look out. So, again, I'm going with them. Part 2 coming later on in the show.
Alrighty. Well, the Viking Raiders, when they first came in, they came in pretty hot, and they were actually a credible threat. Then they get into a feud with the original tag team Heat Magnets, also known as the Street Profits, and they start doing weird, strange competitions that didn't matter. Then Eric, the smaller one, gets hurt, a neck injury, and they haven't regained their momentum since the Street Profits. And this is a tough way to basically just kind of, oh, here's your next team. The Usos will make them look good. I think that's the hope, is that they can get them back into form. But you get them back into form by letting them have a great match and then ultimately put over the Usos for the win.
Yeah, it's all Usos here. You know this. The Anal Raiders, I have never really liked them very much, but I'm going to take the Usos all day on this. This is just a gimme. Randy
Did you say
Hogan.
anal?
I'm going with the Usos.
Sorry, did I say something wrong there?
Not yet. I'm going with the Usos too. Like I say, these comic book characters, and they're a classic example. Yeah, they're big, and if they were marketed right and everything else, they'd be true contenders. But just being big and strong, wearing them goofy hats and everything else, they can't cut a promo, man. It's like Cesaro, strong, talented, but he ain't going nowhere. And I think that's going to happen to the Viking Raiders. I think they're about as high as they're going to get in contention. So Usos are going to pull it out.
All right, Purge.
I'm gonna say two things. Like, first, I'm agree with Brandon because in wrestling, size don't matter. That is the thing. The second of all, I'm gonna and I use a quote from HSB's Cupid's Revenge from our Mr. Analyst Rick Johnson. If we're gonna predicting this way, it's gonna end like this way or in this way. So with that being said, I'm gonna go with another defense of Usos, and then after at WrestleMania, their title reign ends.
Okay.
Ooh, interesting.
Interesting. I agree.
Yeah. Brick, I believe it's on left, right?
No, it's actually you just started Lindsay for the Usos, so it's up to Mr. Seeger.
Oh no, I haven't. You haven't got to me.
I was going to say, Brick hasn't given us.
Adonis
My
here.
apologies.
Come on, really? I'm the most important person on here.
Hey, he forgets me sometimes.
I do.
He's the brick house.
Yeah, I would say the Usos. I mean, the bloodline, that's the storyline that they're going with right now. You can't really bury them yet. Viking Raiders, like you said, they're kind of unknown. Not unknown, but they're not up to main event championship caliber. So.
Now we need to move on here to the women's title match. Becky Lynch versus Lita. Ooh, big name here. Brandon Seeger.
I like Becky. It's great that, I don't know. Maybe she's broke and she needs some money. So they got her back to help her out. I don't know. When we saw her and she had the granny panties going on out of the what? Anyways, again, I think this whole show is to push whoever towards WrestleMania. So what better way than to push Becky towards WrestleMania than have a win over Lita? So honestly, I don't think that Lita will get the win. I'm going with Bex on this one for some kind of feud later on down the road.
All right. Well, Lita came out and cut a promo saying that she may have one more run in her.
They all say that.
This is the third match where she's been the testing board. Nobody can help Liv Morgan. Dewdrop looked very good. So Becky Lynch has now become the test subject. If Lita can handle the match, and I think this one's kind of more along the standpoint, one, she's getting ready to have a big animal rights and animal awareness charity open up, and she's about to get involved with that. And the Crown Prince wants to see his favorites from the 90s, which probably was Lita. So why not give them Lita and have Becky Lynch see if she is ready for one more run, Becky Lynch.
Yeah, she probably got paid a couple mil just to do this match because she was a favorite of his in the 90s. I'm still going with Becky Lynch. Good God, this is not even a close contest. You're not going to have almost close to
46.
Yeah, 46. Lita coming out here in WrestleMania, main eventing in a women's title match. You're not going to have it. It's Becky Lynch. She's on fire. Randy Hogan.
Lita can go feed all the camels she wants, brother, but she's going down, okay? Becky, I think Lita's going to come out strong. It's going to be a typical match. She's going to carry the whole match until just about the end, and then there's going to be some kind of twist. Becky gets it. Not a real clean win because they're not going to make Lita look bad, but she's not going to go out winning either. She's going to ride her camel into the oasis, brother.
There you go. Purge.
I gotta be honest.
Don't be
Big
honest.
Time Banks just getting on my nerves. I can't really outstand this character, to be honest. My fan heart wants to see Lita winning the title and go on to have a dream match at WrestleMania. With that, I come later to that predictions, but I gotta go with an outsider tip and saying, new Raw Women's Champion Lita.
Whoa.
Did he really steal mine?
Rick Johnson. That's a shocker there. Good pick.
Like I was agreeing with like what Mr. Mayhem was saying. Maybe this is a test match for her to see if she can actually keep up. Because like the last Royal Rumbles we've seen her in, she hasn't looked very clean. She hasn't looked very good. So I'm thinking maybe a DQ, Lita wins that way, but Becky keeps the title if it's a decent match, and then maybe they'll have something at WrestleMania.
Okay.
So who you actually took?
He took Lita by DQ.
Lita DQ. Okay.
Yeah, but Becky will still keep the title.
Okay.
Mr. Lindsay.
Alrighty, let's be real.
Excuse you.
Lita's 111 years old.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
In all actuality, this is nothing more than Big Time Bex building heat as a heel, because the rest of the Nimrods that she done went against, the fans ended up cheering. So they need her to go against someone that they can really make her seem like she's the bad girl. And beating your favorite as a kid, the one that made you come into wrestling in the first place. Keep taking her out, laying her out, and showing why you are the Raw Women's Champion. I'm going with the man, Becky Lynch.
Okay.
All right.
Well, now you get your favorite match.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. You get Universal Championship match. Roman Reigns against Goldberg.
I'm going to stall on this one here for a second by saying something he said about it's bad you have to make Becky Lynch the test subject, but when you get rid of 3/4 of your women's roster, you got to start over and you got to start somewhere.
Point.
So now
That is such a good shake. Damn it, I need to make some budget cuts.
Goldberg and Reigns. They pushed the hell out of Roman Reigns is going to face Brock Lesnar and title for title. I don't know how serious that match actually is, but it is a great hook and a great selling point. I don't see Vince merging the two titles and have one traveling world champion and have a Raw champion, a SmackDown champion with a traveling world champion. I don't see that happening. I also don't see either one of them holding both belts and taking a belt off of them. Roman Reigns is going to retain.
Why, Goldberg? Why do we have to have Goldberg every year? Please stop.
The Crown Prince.
Yeah, I know. He's paying too much money. Of course I'm going with Roman Reigns. God, I mean, do not have Goldberg at Mania. Whatever you do, please do not have Goldberg there. Randy, go ahead.
Maybe he could do a better hosting job than Hogan.
That may be true.
Hulk, not Randy.
You're right. The Crown Prince loves Goldberg, so that's why they're bringing him in.
Exactly.
Is he going to win? He ain't got a shot at it, okay? He's going to look good again right till the end. Roman's going to pull it out. It could be by a DQ, I don't know, but Roman's going to hang on to stuff. Goldberg just needs to hang up his boots.
Over or under 10 minutes the match lasts?
Oh, under.
Under. Okay.
Under. I'll give it 7 max.
7 match.
That's enough time for a couple of spears that they change, and then one suplex, and then Reigns kicks out because everybody kicks out of everybody's finish. Yeah, that's a. So, anyways, Reigns gets it, buddy.
All Japan. Purge.
I'm gonna quote one of my favorite British wrestlers in when I started watching wrestling. I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Oh,
Because
man.
I have a interesting static in my notes that said Goldberg is undefeated in title matches in Saudi Arabia. With that being said, I eventually going up with again a outsider tip, and I'm saying a new Universal Champion Goldberg.
Okay. Brick.
I don't know. So it's kind of playing back and forth in my mind. They want to do Brock versus Reigns, at WrestleMania. Are they going to do Goldberg versus Reigns at WrestleMania? Because that's what it was supposed to be last year. So I'm just going to play devil's advocate. Something's going to happen. Maybe Paul Heyman will flip on, Reigns again and cost him the title, and Goldberg wins. I don't know. I'm just going to play devil's advocate on this one. I'm probably going to lose it, but I'm going to go with Goldberg on this one just for be devil's advocate.
Wow. Okay. Right. Ed.
Okay. So since everybody is out here and everybody has lost their ever loving mind,
Not me.
everybody is
my
right.
analyst mind says that Roman Reigns is going to win, but because everybody else is
I
thinking
am
Roman
talking.
Reigns,
Shut up.
I just want to, yeah.
I am talking. It is
Okay.
my time.
Okay.
It's his time.
Everybody is right and everybody is wrong. And this is how it is. You will have your winner, Bill Goldberg, and still Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Because Brock Lesnar is going to come out there and take Roman Reigns to Suplex City in the middle of the match, which gets Goldberg the disqualification win.
Could very well happen.
Good.
Mr. Seeger.
Man, I have heard. Look, not you, Mr. Lindsay. That is actually, I never even thought of that until now. You bring a valid point. Some of these other retards in here. Oh, excuse me. I probably shouldn't have said that. Some of these other. It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard, and I've heard some dumb. Anyways,
Have you
so
seen WWE?
this is what
Have
I
you seen
think is going to
WWE?
happen.
They
This
do
is
some
what I
dumb
think
shit.
is going to happen. So obviously, it's going to be a title for title deal. Again, as I said earlier with the Usos, take our feelings out of it and just look at the story. What better message than to send Brock Lesnar than to beat the person faster than he beat you? So I think Roman Reigns is going to take down Bill Goldberg faster than Bill Goldberg took down Brock Lesnar. I think it's going to be a quick match. It'll be in and out. Goldberg, he's not trying. He's trying to make some money. He don't care about a run. He's more or less like Brock Lesnar is or was. He's going to come in 1-2 times a year, make his money, and go away. He don't care. That's what I think is going to happen. Set it up for WrestleMania. Either one of two things will happen there. Either, obviously, Brock Lesnar will get both titles, or somehow those three magically keep their titles, the whole tribal thing, and then somehow they run away with Cody and Shane to WCW.
Well, now I get the magic match here. The Elimination Chamber, the Raw Women's #1 contender. I'm sorry, a shot for the Women's Championship Raw here. Rhea Ripley, Nikki Ash, Bianca Belair, Doudrop, Liv Morgan, and now mentioned today, Alexa Bliss will be in this. And if I had to pick one here, because it's a mixed bag and it seems like Alexa Bliss coming in here the day before kind of makes sense to me to go with Alexa Bliss, but I'm not. I'm not going to go. I'm going to go with Bianca Belair. I feel like they're going to put her in the Mania match because they want her there to fight the women's champion because she got beat at SummerSlam in 17 seconds. I'm going with Belair. Randy Hogan.
I'm going with Bianca also. All day long. You know, they gave her a spot. They took it away from her in 17 seconds or whatever. But she's still there. She still looks good. She's still got that $1 million smile and attitude. The people love her. Alexa Bliss is probably going to do that comic book gimmick again. Okay, she's going to be on the edge the whole time, but I don't see her getting it. The other ones are just fodder. I mean, I'm just saying, give it to Bianca. No way she's going to lose it. I'll bet my ponytail on it.
Have to ask.
Do we even have to ask?
I give my thoughts. Just like that. So, first of all, Alexa Bliss, thank God that she finally returned. Or my fault, thank goodness that finally she returned.
You're
Second
drooling.
of all-
You're drooling. Wipe your mouth. Wipe your mouth.
And second of all, 5 out of 6 competitors had already the moment to get the spotlight. But unfortunately, WWE did drop the ball. So with that being said, I'm going to go with Alexa Bliss. With that also being said, this match is going to set Alexa Bliss versus Lita, a dream match for WrestleMania.
That would be an interesting match. Go with
That's
that.
your match for who?
Brick.
Leave a paycheck.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of good competitors, a lot of mixed bag. I'm going to go a little different this time. You know, I think she did really well at Royal Rumble. I'm going to go with Doudrop.
Dewdrop.
Okay.
It's a good pick. She could. Ed?
The evil is mine. The evil
I had to do that for
The hell was
Purge.
that?
That was
No.
Alexa Bliss.
Wipe your mouth.
Here's the truth. I told y'all that Big Time Bex was going to walk into WrestleMania as the champion.
Why do?
She is going to be facing Alexa Bliss, with Alexa Bliss being the face in the match.
Ooh.
They say she's cured now.
Sort of.
Sort of.
Partly. So with Alexa Bliss being partly cured, which will make her the more heelish face that you would need to face somebody like Big Time Cheater. Becky
He's
Flair.
right.
Becky Flair.
Becky Flair.
And I know how much you hate hearing this mayhem, but yeah, Becky Flair. I believe Alexa Bliss will be the one who wins the chamber by pinning Rhea Ripley.
Ooh.
Okay. Mr. Seeger?
I don't wake him up.
I look at. I was trying to think of how I was gonna word this. I look at it like this: who out of those women can sell it the best? To me, I don't know if you guys have noticed. I think honestly, there's only probably 2 in the ring that when they're in the ring, I haven't seen them start laughing or smiling, not laughing, smiling great big over their inner emotion, that real person inside. And I know it would be hard. It would have to be hard to stay in character and not break away from that. But I've noticed one thing with WWE: if you cannot focus in the ring and stay on point 100%, you're probably not going to be there for very long. So I'm going to go with Alexa Bliss on this one because she's already before that has had that stone cold look. She can be in the ring and I don't know. I think she's a better actor in the ring than the rest of the women in there. I think Alexa Bliss is going to pin not Rhea Ripley, but Bianca Belair for the win.
Alrighty. And Randy can say it, and Purge can say it, and you can say it. It takes about 6 months of ring time before you quit smiling.
It's true. It's true.
It takes
In the old days, brother.
How long were these girls in NXT? How long were they wrestling before that? This is coming from a fan, so please, I'm not trying to be rude or anything.
If you're not told to stop smiling, you never learn it.
It's true. You got to be told.
Yeah, when you feel that urge, and all of a sudden you don't smile anymore. So with that,
I've also heard up there in that big company that they, like, you're literally on your own with some stuff. Like, they're not going to teach you that. If you don't know that, or if you can't get that, then that's on you. So that's just what I've heard, anyways.
But
Anyways,
do you know for Liv Morgan, do you know how long it took for people to stop chanting "How you doing" at her?
A long time.
yeah. So I've been torn between going with Rhea Luger and Bianca Belair.
Rhea Luger.
Sorry.
Rhea Luger?
Hero.
I
Lex
believe
Ripley.
Rhea Ripley has become the WWF female version of Lex Luger. No matter how many titles Luger won, which he won 4 world titles, 8 or 9 U.S. titles, some tag titles, he was always still seen as the one who couldn't win the big one. And as much as I would like to take the scissors to Bianca Belair, I'm going to go with Rhea Ripley because that's my first thought.
But didn't Rhea already win the big one already?
Rhea Ripley has won 1 title, and she lost it very, very quickly and then looked foolish in future events. So,
yeah, it was very hard for her to be the face of the company. We're going to take a quick commercial break before we bring out the main event. All right, here we
I
are.
got something to say.
Go ahead.
For quacking Mr. Hogan, if y'all ever disrespect Bianca and say that she lost that title in 17 seconds, I'm gonna come to both y'all houses. It was 26 seconds.
17.8, is that better?
They said it was 26 seconds.
Okay, King Kong Bundy's 5-second match. We're going to go with that too.
just remember who's the combat vet and who owns the house.
I ain't worried about that either.
Oh, God. Could be. Anyway, let me move on here, please. The main event, WWE Championship, Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, Riddle, and Austin Theory all in the Elimination Chamber. Randy Hogan, you're going to start this one.
It's got to be Brock, brother. It's got to be Brock going into WrestleMania and everything else. Everybody wants Lashley. The rest of the guys, like I said, are just dead meat. I'm telling you. Seth is moving on his way up, but he's still got to get a little less goofy. But anyways, the WrestleMania matches are already set. It's already going to be Brock. title for title. They keep pushing. So, yeah, it's got to be Brock.
All right. Purge?
The most of the HSP watcher did one know that I use the catchphrase "embrace the vision" on the end of my promos. So with that being said, first of all, I have two problems with this Elimination Chamber match. First of all, why? And second of all, I don't really want to see title for title at WrestleMania. So with that being said, I'm picking on Seth freaking Rollins.
Whoa. He's going with some ballsy picks here. Might come true. Brick Johnson.
Go with Brock. I heard, Stone Cold might be back too, so it could be Brock versus Stone Cold. You never know. Or what everybody else is saying is title for title. And, with that, it could be like the old school days where, they would always have the title for title matches, but losing like a double disqualification. That'd be a way to keep, both titles on each person.
I'm just saying, you clicked them too fast. Let our people be able to see.
Oh, I'm
them.
sorry. I apologize. I didn't mean to hit the button too fast there. All right. Ed.
So, I understand and everybody was believing that it's going to be title for title, champion versus champion, Brock Lesnar versus the tribal queef Roman Reigns. Well, I'm not going to say nothing smart because I'm going to take it real high with my pick. Because, bro,
whoa,
we're going to have your winner and new WWE champion, the master of the Bro Derek, the Bro Mission, one half of RK Bro, Riddle.
Mr. Singer, your turn.
That's interesting. I like that. That could actually change. If he was to do that, and then Goldberg was to win, because we all know that those two love each other tremendously. I don't know if anybody else has seen anything, but I've seen some videos to where they don't like each other. So that's interesting. I do like that. However, this is what I think is going to happen. Brock's going to get the win. He moves on. One of two things happens there. Either Paul Heyman switches sides at WrestleMania, which screws Roman, or Seth Rollins comes in, screws Roman, and sets up for them battling in the future, and then the titles literally go away. You don't see him for like 6 months, which would suck. Or Cowboy Lesnar comes in and defends both titles on both shows. I would love to see that, but I just don't think that's in the cards. However, I'm going to go with Brock Lesnar on this one.
All right. I alluded to this before. Vince McMahon does not like to cheapen his titles with multiple quick reverse title reigns. He's done it a couple of times. He's not a fan of it. I think this is more a marketing deal, a la the big chicken egg that he carried around for 8 months going into Survivor Series. I'm going to say Bobby Lashley retains.
Bobby Lashley retains. Can we just take a minute here? I just want to give some appreciation from a fellow man who wears a cowboy hat here. Thank you, Brock Lesnar. Thank you, good guy Brock Lesnar, for making entertainment here happen the last month and a half, 2 months. I am going to pick Brock Lesnar because I feel like he is going to be fighting Roman at Mania. What other money match is there, in my opinion? That's just me. But that's what we got here, folks.
I could be giving that match 2 fingers.
Oh, yeah, we got one more. Yeah, damn. Thank you.
Any predictions?
Predictions. Let's move with that. Purge, you got a special prediction here for the show.
It could be anything as that would appear on the show.
Any
Or not.
special prediction? I would say we're gonna see an impromptu match with Mansoor since he is the hometown boy in Saudi Arabia.
Oh. That's a good call.
Brick.
Maybe, I don't know, some kind of 24/7 title comes on.
Okay.
Okay. Ed?
I'm going to one up both of them. Mansoor wins the 24/7 title.
There you go.
Oh, one.
Does he keep it in Saudi though? Like that's a long way to go to fight for that
All he
thing.
needs to do.
I didn't say he keeps it. I just said he wins it.
Has somebody get a referee license?
You know what? Since this is a whole 24 title theme, I'm gonna say yes to all that. But at the end of the show, my man, I need to see him back on the screen. Our Truth retains and gets his precious back.
All right. I'm going to go a little bit different. I'm getting away from the 24/7 theme for a little while. What I'm going to say is Austin Theory is not the first person eliminated from the Elimination Chamber.
Oh, that's a whole to go with. That's bold. I'm going to say somewhere during this pay-per-view, you are going to see Mustafa Ali. That's all I'm going to say. Randy Hogan.
Ooh. And I'm going to say you're going to see Bailey come in and show her personality and set something up for her return.
Ooh.
And there we go. That is the show, folks. Thank you, Randy Hogan, Brandon, Ed, Brick, and Purge for all joining us here. Thank you all for coming on.
Thank you.
Make sure you tune in next time. I believe it is our WrestleMania show.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Well, we've got
Or the post show.
in about an hour. We've got the Pulse coming on.
Yes, we got an hour. We got the Pulse. And yes, we will have a review show here on Monday.
Yes, and Thursday we got Heartbreak as well. We've got a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah, definitely tune in for all that. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Dr. Quack.
I'm the important one, Mr. Mayhem panel. As always, it's great to have you here. Thank you again.
Thank you so much for joining us.
And remember, tomorrow is Thursday.
Tomorrow is Thursday. See you then.